Hi everyone.
Hi.
Right, so my name's Fabian, and it's like I don't really do a lot of talking. It's like first I've done it since school probably. So I've known Dee and I've known Jordan since birth. They knew my dad before he unfortunately passed away in 2010. And so my story basically is that I didn't generally have the normal black upbringing that everybody else did. So there was a gentleman up here who was talking about broke half before and saying that black parents pushed everyone down the educational route and made sure you had to go there and that's what you needed to do. I never had that. From the get-go, my mum and my nan and all my grandparents, well, my other grandparents pushed that you need to do what makes you feel happy. And that was really how I had a different trajectory through school and after school than everybody else did. So I was in football. I played football up until the age of 18 really. So I was in Luton Irish Forum and I didn't get my scholarship. And I was broken. So the depression and the well-being side really stuck with me. And when the lady came up earlier and spoke to me, because I went through all of that, they didn't really have anything for you after football. They just throw you to the wayside and you've got to find your way from there. So I went into this working in retail. I worked my way up through Argos, and then I was doing team leading and B&Q after retail, and it was just rubbish. I didn't really want to do that. So in the end, I had a friend that rang me up when he met me at B&Q and said, do you want to come and work in surveying? So I ended up going from B&Q out of nowhere and doing drainage surveying and working on rivers, and I'm working on all these different, I don't drink drinking water. It's my job. I'm finding out the reasons why you shouldn't be drinking water, what they're polluting our rivers for and everything like that. So that's where I am at quite now, and that's who I'm working for. But my mum said that you've never been a person that wants to work for somebody else and carry on and literally make money for them. And what it is that my special power is bringing people together, and my friends they're not really organised, and they never have been. They're very good at music, they're very, very good at media, they're very good at creating, like my girlfriend, she's very good at creative directing, but they've never had a base of operations. So what I did is I built a music studio at the back of my house from the stuff I picked up from working at B&Q, working as a labourer, doing roofing over the times I picked up here at jobs. So I built it from scratch, so now I have a music studio at the back of my mum's house. And then the final journey was to open my podcast called Uncommon Sense, which is to give a platform to everybody and people like this in Luton to actually have them come and speak on it, free of charge. I'm not trying to make any money off people. I just want to give a platform for people to come and literally just speak their mind and push what they have out to the world, and especially to other people in Luton, because I didn't know anybody here from today, and now I know everybody from here, and I want other people to know you and be able to push your kind of anything that you have to the masses, because we don't really get a voice. And I've noticed people of my generation are so swayed by social media, they don't really understand what they want and they don't think for themselves. And everybody here is kind of pushing everyone to think for themselves, and this is the beauty of that my generation is missing out on. And I don't like it. So you're getting people like Andrew Tate, you've probably heard about them, other people like Joe Rogan. I listen to them, but they're pushing their narratives, and everybody's trying to just listen to their narrative. All that nonsense in America with Donald Trump, they only voted for him, in my opinion, because he's a very good entertainer, and entertainment doesn't get things done. So I need other people who really have the best, how do I say it, they have the best foresight mind for others to push what they have to the world rather than what we're getting and pushed in the mainstream media. So I know I'm small, and there's a podcast I've only started 2 months ago. I've got my second episode out, it came yesterday.
Can you say the name of it again?
Uncommon Sense.
Is it spelled
UNCONNON Sense, SENSE. And my company that I haven't floated yet because I'm very unorganised. I've got so many things to do. I'm working for a drainage company. I work from Exeter to Scotland. So yeah, I'm a bit busy. I need to get it floated, and it was called Bill Ups. So basically, it was a nickname that my uncle gave to me because he liked to roll up a lot of, you know what I mean? And, yeah. So, and when I used to roll it for him, and I roll it for my friends and family, I've picked up the habit, but it's not a very good habit, but I will try to drop it over the years. But that was a nickname that they gave us, and I thought that might be a good name because we tried to build up everybody. That's what I really wanted to leave it as. It's a double entendre. If you want to think of it as that, fine, you know it as what he gave me the nickname for, but I wanted to flip it as to build up everybody and put everybody on a platform to be able to give them a voice, to be able to say, talk what they need to talk. So, that's my bit.
Last can we find you? Like, what's
So
the social
I have an
handle?
Instagram.
Okay.
My
good.
Instagram is UCS Pod. So Uncommon Sense. I have a YouTube which I've just floated a couple of weeks ago. Is there, and I have a TikTok as well. And my first episode is out on Spotify under UCS Pod as well. Ella, who's behind you, if you need any kind of help, she can kind of show you on my phone and I can liaise with you. So, any other questions?
What's the plans for the pod?
I want everyone to be on it. Jordan, you need to be on it. You need to come and tell me what you've been doing over your life over the last few years, because I haven't seen you in at least, it's been 6 or 7 years I've laid eyes on you. And I want people to tell me what their journey has been from the get-go to where they are now and how it's going to be on. And that's what my podcast is going to be. You're going to get weekly talk about me talking about what's going on in the world, because I have an opinion too, but I want to hear everybody else's opinion. Because we're just seeing nonsense opinions on BBCs, LBCs and stuff like that, and that's not really what we all believe what's going on in the world.
Okay, what was the YouTube name again, sorry?
Uncommon Sense Podcast. I'll find it. If you need it afterwards, I'll send it to you. Just give me your details, I'll send it. Because I spoke about Donald Trump and COVID the last podcast, so I know they've messed up my algorithm. Yeah, already. It flagged one of my last thing, and so I know I'm already going to be off blacklisted and stuff like that for the time being, so I'll help you out find it. Yeah?
One more?
Yeah?
What's like? I know you've like said what your goal is. So like, in your head, what would be the moment you're like, this is what?
When I'm out of this country, I'm back in St. Lucia, because I'm building a house. We're building a house back home. We have built a house back home, but I've got to push a lot of money from my drainage job, from the studio that I am running money, and I'm trying to get money back home to fill that, because my mum wants to retire and be semi-here and semi-home, and I'm trying to help her. That's the
It will happen.
Yeah.
It will happen.
Good evening, everyone. I want to say firstly, thank you for being given the opportunity to speak today. So, my name is Joshua Simpson, born in Luton, Lutonian. And then, so school, went to Fern Hill, for junior in the infant school. For high school, went to Manor. Then, going to college. You know, GCSE were right, and 518 luckily. Went to college, went to Central College, studied media technology. Skimmed it very, always my passion, but not me at all. Thought to be a producer, bad year in, so yeah, not for me at all. So got a year in diploma for media technology, then went into Barnsley College to do personal training. Fast track course, so yeah, the year spent in Barnsley College, that was good. After that, I think I went straight into personal training, went to, how do you call it, like behaviour centre, where the kids get sent from different schools over Luton to just get them out of school because their behaviour seems to be either bad, or the teachers can't handle them, or for X amount of reasons. And then very shortly after that, I think 3 years after that, then I got a job in the village centre, so then started off as a lifeguard. Yeah, couldn't make myself swimming, but got there in the end and made it happen. 2 years into there, I got offered a job to do personal training there, so that was, yeah, grateful for that. I was able to be in the industry, work with various people, work with people that have excellent referral, meeting people with different backgrounds, different needs, and you get a lot of people's perspectives of life, in a living centre, people go in and out, talk about their worries and, just the reason why they, wake up in the morning and the reason why they come into the gym to either stress or something going on. Wellness, or some might be mental problems. So shortly after that, tried to go into the hospital, didn't go through. So from there, just more or less doing one-to-one with personal training people. Still kept it going as much as I can. And yeah, it's pretty much been this journey, just working along with people with client needs. So this year, what I've done, what we've done, I'm part of an organisation, a non-profit organisation, to do with mental health. So with the mental health organisation, it's based on borderline personality disorder. If anyone's heard about that, or yeah. So so it's still new. Started in July 21st. Yeah, I remember that day. I'll never forget that day. So yeah, me, my mum, Simpson, and Charmaine Markland made a organisation to help with borderline personality disorder. So, years have gone on beforehand, before the organisation started, that there's not much attention for people with borderline personality disorder. There's a bit of stigma towards it. It's easy to be isolated, because it's not being spoken about. We label with different names, the youngsters we call it, you're tapped, or you're sick, or something's like not right with it, and we get labeled with that and just pushed into a box, and in that box not being dealt with. So with research being done, there was 1 in every 100 people are diagnosed with it, mainly in women, but men obviously do not, don't talk. So diagnosis in them is shown. But yeah, within 1 in every 100 people, there is people being diagnosed with BPD. So with more organisation that we've built up, that is starting up, is to break down that stigma. Give people a space to talk, have people not feel like they don't have a voice. They can't be heard, they can't express themselves without being judged. And what we do as an organisation, we're trying to create a space where they can have that free talk. Have that space to have free talk. Try and get connection with the GP services to try and help them keep on top of their medications and such, or just find other ways to keep to help them, just guide them, what I mean? Because I'm not a medical professional, but we just want to create a link between the NHS, the GPs, to make sure that things just work out. And we'll do, we try and raise funds, to have fundraising events. We do have projects that we're hoping to get going on, such as a community garden. So just a place that everyone can come to, interact and probably again release some of the day-to-day stresses that may occur. So we recently had a fundraising event for first fundraising event on 22nd of October. We had it. It was scary. It was definitely scary. So the kids event, so a lot of kids running around.
That'd be scary.
Yeah. So seeing that, it was it was a good first, for first fundraising event. It was definitely good. Overwhelming. That's definitely right. I'm definitely sure. But our main aim is to create a support group for people with borderline personality disorder. So then, there's no, again, stigma being attached to it, or everyone is, feeling like they can contribute back to society in one way or another, and not feeling down, and not feeling like I'm not being heard, not being spoken about either. Yeah. Oh, right. Is there any questions that anyone want to ask?
Loads.
Go on then.
So is this organisation got a name?
Oh, sorry. Yes. Yeah, we forgot. That's right. We just rolling on. So the organisation is called Help Me Find Me. CIC, the community interest company. Help Me Find Me. The reason behind that is to fix with what needs to be dealt with. Just being straightforward, straight to the point, and just getting the help that people do need.
Why BPD?
Feel like not enough awareness towards it. It's again just shunned aside. It's not from my point of view, it's not being dealt with appropriately.
We're making an assumption, and I think because maybe some of us aren't saying, but can you actually explain what that actually is?
Alright, BBD is diagnosis is given by mental health professionals after a referral with evaluation. So that could lead to the following symptoms, being like chronic boredom or feeling emptiness, where sometimes we might even just not be aware of that period that you feel a bit empty, but it might be something to be dealt with a professional. Such as unstable interpersonal relationships, sometimes changing from all good to all bad valuation, which is again it could be a ripple effect, So it happens with the individual or against their families as well. Families not knowing what they're dealing with or what they're what's at hand. They don't have enough information given to them of what they was needed for their health. Even such things as impulsive behaviour that results in poor outcomes and mental distress, such as excessive spending, sexual encounters, some substance use, and shoplifting. Well, we can't say all shoplifters are PUD. That's the symptom of BDD. But then say what causes it, that cause remains unknown. Although the environment and biology are thought to play a role, showing the potential to play a role in BDD. And also research suggests that people with BDD are increased risk of anxiety disorder, depressive disorder, eating disorder, and substance abuse. BDD is often misdiagnosed, and many people find they wait years to get a proper diagnosis. So if you do feel similar those symptoms, you should don't ponder in that thought too long. Just call your GP, get something booked, and see what treatment can be done. Get diagnosed with DBD. Any other questions?
You might have mentioned, but I noticed on your logo it said in memory of somebody.
Oh right, yes. So it's a memory of my friend Kiana Martin. Last year she took her life. So that's where the core reason why I'm starting it, where she was diagnosed with BPD. And to me, as a friend, being a friend, more like a sister of anything, I didn't know nothing about it. She came back out saying she had anxiety, depression, all a lot, but mental BPD, and that was alien to me. Never heard of it in my life, but how do you call it? Just took another name that he put on the list for, another name medical was put down on the list and took it as BPD, and that's what it is. Didn't do no research into it, but took it for the name it is.
I really want to say, first thank you for what you do, because so BPD is something that I've struggled with, and it's such an extreme, and actually hearing it be spoken about openly, every time I hear someone mention it, I'm like, oh my god, yay! But also, what can we do to support you and help push your business further? Like, what resources are you looking for? What are your further goals with it? Because I think this is actually a really beautiful way to honour your friend and what little tingles. But no, it's really, the work you're doing is really amazing, and just like really thank you.
There is a social platform at the moment. You find us on Facebook. We have 40 members so far.
More after today.
Probably. And then we've got an Instagram account for as well, which has helped me find me, _, find me. The way you can help to contribute, we do take donations. Obviously, again, I do have sheets here. If anyone does want a sheet for more information about what the organisation is about, and just trying to just help to try and hope and make connections with the NHS, the GPs, to just create a link. Apart from the top of my head right now, sorry, or what else that could be done, but any help is good help, so anything that you feel like you can do to help, things, get around. I'm all ears open, and willing to go with it. So
One more.
A general do and don't for people that you spot, maybe with depression or BDP.
BDP.
Did I say it right?
Oh, I think so. Yeah, you did very much.
Yeah, any general sort of like do's or don'ts, because some people just approach it like a bull.
Yeah.
Can you help tell me that?
What's the question? Spotting it. So with BPD, something that is this is really sort of how I was able to tell, is that you have someone explained it as as bipolar on speed, because you have the really intense mood switches and it happens so quickly. But the problem is everything feels really intense. So if you see someone who, if they're overwhelmed, what I really like is when you try to reground yourself. So something I like is like the 5 senses. So you look around and say 5 things and the colour they are, 4 things and how they feel, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and then what you can taste, because it's distracting your mind, or doing word association, or sometimes holding yourself is also like a really good one. But I think sometimes people are ready to speak and sometimes people want to be listened to. So I always like to say, do you want advice or do you just want someone to listen? Because it's really, really difficult to get diagnosed within the system. So also maybe trying to find what support is available in the area for someone, such as Help Me Find Me, but maybe like Mind, or what charities can help and support, like Total Wellbeing, we're downstairs. So it's looking at what resources are available, because with BPD you go 100 or nothing. It's either I'm going to do everything at once, or I'm in shutdown mode and I'm not going to shower for 3 weeks, that's it. So you'll spot the signs when you see them and you'll become more aware of them, but grounding is such an important technique.
Hopefully that answered your question.
Well, sometimes you meet some people and they're a bit depressed with that, and you don't know how to approach them, or how to. You might even think it's just a kind way, just being kind, but sometimes it's not just that. Those kind words are probably the wrong words.
So it's I guess it's if it's a friend, I think if it's a friend or family, I guess you can approach them about it, then about the concerns for them, then someone that someone that is met on the street. So I guess would you say be cautious about how you approach?
I would say sometimes it is worth being cautious because when someone could lash out, it's not necessarily because of you, it could be also because they don't know how they feel within themselves. So it's definitely wise in like how to word it and like maybe ask how you're feeling, which is always a really interesting to start on. Something that a lot of people do is like the trauma dump as well. So sometimes you've got to be aware of like if someone does want advice or if they just literally need to get everything off their chest. But the funny thing with BPD is like where it switches so quickly, once that's off the chest, it's normally like, oh, I'm fine now, which that's how quick of a change it can be. But also getting people out of the house, my friends just like drag me out or maybe go somewhere, so also distracting the mind, let's go for a walk in the park. It's hard doing it by yourself. So little things like that we don't necessarily have to say are also distracting your mind, especially when the weather's like this.
Because I knew this guy lived downstairs from the weekend, he had bipolar, and I said to him, oh, maybe, because he had the curtains closed every single day, 24/7, and I said maybe if you opened them a little bit of lighting, but that was the wrong thing to say because that was his cave, his environment, his safety. So he didn't want the lights open, he didn't want the curtains open, so some people need to know these kind of things.
We're just human at the end of the day, you know? So
It's better to try.
yeah. You know,
Should we go to Ella and then to Cecil?
You can do the other way around, so I'm going to follow on from what was just been said. What also I would say as a therapist is how you approach it is by being you. Because if this is somebody that you know, and you then approach it in a whole different way, then they're not going to get that either, because you need to approach it as yourself. So, as for the curtains, it's one of those things. There is no right or wrong, because actually you could have asked them that a week later, and they may have then said, yeah, that's a really good idea, yeah, I might need to do that. When you asked, it was like, no, that's not working for me. You just don't know, and you just need to be you, and just talk to them however you would talk to somebody, and then see what they come back with, and then work off of that.
So the last, Ella, would be the last point, and then...
My voice isn't that strong, I don't know if everyone can hear me right now.
Yeah.
But I came in quite late, so I don't really know everything that you touched on, but sorry about that. But I have what they call quiet BPD, so I have the type 2, so it's less, people don't really see that. So what I tend to do is that, right now where I'm okay, I usually would say to people, just remember that folks who do have BPD, on a scientific note, you actually don't produce a lot of serotonin naturally. So you don't actually have the same kind of responses that someone would usually say things like, yes, you did say about appearing as yourself, being yourself to approach it, but in my case, I don't want anyone approaching me. I want my space, I want to just shut down and then come out, and then I can speak with you. It's not always helpful all the time, but I think if you do your research on BPD as a whole, you tend to find that there's up to 4 different types. You have one extreme to the next, that's one type. I have the type that's incredibly quiet, so it's more internal. So I tend to implode rather than explode, so my extreme is more internal. But because it's so easy to put a mask on, that's why sometimes they confuse it with ADHD or things like that. I got this diagnosis when I was like 16, 17. So, it's the fact that they even found it so early on was quite astonishing. But the truth of the matter is, just remember, if you are speaking to folks who are BPD, just remember there is a lack of serotonin there, so it's not like they can just get up and go. Just, research on your different types, and then eventually, naturally, it will come to you. You don't have to spread yourself thin for the person who you do love and care about. Because of course, as a person with the BPD, you have to remember as well that we have to look out for the people who are trying to look out for us as well. So it is like a self-discovery thing as well at the same time. So it does take 2 people to work on things. It's not just like a one-person effort. So. It's a slow progress, but it does work out if you just approach it really just without any there's no need to hey there, so there's none of that. It just makes us retreat even more. But there is help surrounding that, so I'm glad that it's starting to be in conversation, because about maybe 9 to 10 years ago, if you were to tell somebody you had BPD, people had no idea what that was, and usually would compare it to bipolar. So yeah, so there's help to know that there are different types.
That's enough of
That'd be
that.
unfortunate for that. Yeah, something new like this, I don't really know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.